Peace, family. You coolin' with the Completists, and you coolin' with my brother Terrell, man. We about to discuss what if and visions. We about to definitely. All I know is that they both have been a fucking ride. Um, Me and Terrell, we've been talking about Star Wars. We've been talking about Star Wars and anime collabing for a while. You know, that's been something that's been on our minds for a long time, even before we met. So, yeah, it's kind of like a dream come true for me. I can't really speak for you, but I would assume the same thing.
No. You speaking facts.
Man,
Uh,
listen, let's talk about what if first. We got to talk about what if first.
man,
So, now all of the what if series that we have in comic books, right? The way that Marvel and Disney had incorporated and created the what if series and made it basically like a story of continuity instead of an anthology series is amazing to me. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, my brother Marcus about to come in too. But it's amazing to me because not they already gave us, you know, the phase 1 through 4, you know what I'm saying, and we got all the way up to the end game, you know, gave us the ultimate climax.
facts.
And with the comic book series, they did the same thing, and they basically incorporated that into its own show and made it its own end game series for
Yeah,
real.
yeah. But
Like, how do you feel about that? Do you think that more shows should like, or more like universes should, you know, embrace that concept?
you talking about in terms of like the multiverse or just
Yeah, like with they series, you know, make things even if the series isn't in continuity with the movies, you know what I'm saying? They just still make the series, you know, like in continuity within itself. You know,
yeah. I
expanding.
think they should still do. I think they should still do that to keep people interested. But see, the thing is, like, you already have that built-in audience. You feel me? The MCU already got that built-in audience, so they can do that.
Right.
So plus, you using basically all like the phase one stories. That's the ones everybody gonna remember. That's like the main continuity of the MCU. So I think it was genius. I think it was genius for doing that. And then what they did, they went back and made certain antagonists better, like Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
They elaborated more on certain things that they couldn't get to in the films.
Yeah,
So yeah,
cause I kind of feel like a lot of fans, not fans, I'm not gonna say fans, but casual fans, don't really don't really understand and grasp how powerful a few of these villains were. Like, um, 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 the artificial guy that was with Hydra. I always forget his
Artem
name.
Zola.
Yeah, Zola. So, like Artem Zola, prime example, and Killmonger. And this goes back to what me and you were talking about when we was telling everybody like he had to be stopped. You know what I'm saying? Because of
Yeah,
the simple because of that episode right there. Like that was why he needed to be stopped. You
that
know
that
what I'm
that,
saying?
that nigga Ninja, that nigga need to get the fuck out of here, bro.
Listen,
I didn't trust that nigga from the jump.
and people gotta understand because we understand where Killmonger's coming from. Cause trust me, we get it. We want there to be liberation. We get that shit. But
Yeah,
when it comes to it just makes black Americans just kind of look bad and just kind of look ignorant in a way because of the simple fact that he was attacking the traditions, the culture, and things like that. He wasn't trying to understand. He wasn't trying to even in the different universe where T'Chaka is alive. He doesn't even attempt to understand like what happened, you know, the just the timeline of everything that happened. He didn't even try to understand Wakanda. He just was set on his
And
revenge,
set in
that
his
tunnel
own
vision.
ways.
Right, you know what I'm saying? His own ways. He just had that tunnel vision. You know what I mean? And that just breaks everything down because people got to understand Wakanda isn't just a nation that are just thinking about themselves. They are protectors of the world. They
Facts.
they have advanced technology, you know what I'm saying, that like seeks out threats to their planet. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That is they protect Wakanda. Yes, they do focus on Wakanda, but best believe if they know that if they get some type of alarm or signaling from their satellite out in space, they own it. You know what I'm saying? They about to
Yeah.
figure out what's going on.
But see, this is the thing about what India did. He did exactly what they didn't want him to do in the fucking movie. You outsource Wakandan technology to the government, aka the
Yeah,
white folks. And
yeah.
look what they did. They mass produced it. They
Mass produced it.
mass produced it and then went ahead and took it for themselves.
And you got goddamn Ross and goddamn in charge of everything.
Yeah.
Nah, dog. That you, it's not. That's not a good idea. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like we were saying, Ultron. Ultron is one of my favorite villains of Marvel. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me personally, because of the simple fact of his range and his actual belief isn't wrong either. You know what I'm saying? Because of the simple fact that he's an AI and he understands that humans are destroying the world. I mean, he's not wrong,
I mean,
but
man
it's
spent all of 30 seconds on the internet and then said they all have to die. Like, come on, man.
right, bro. Like exactly, like that's what I'm saying. It's just no rationale. You can't trust nobody who don't have no rationale. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And the Watcher definitely has what they did with the Watcher, what they did with Utua, you know what I'm saying, or Atu, however you pronounce his
Yeah.
fucking
I
name.
mean, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really appreciated it because honestly, throughout my whole years of comic book reading and everybody I know, all the history I know and things of that nature, I never seen the Watcher in action for real. I've never seen him really do anything.
Do you notice that, like, throughout the episodes, in each episode, he got more and more profound.
Mm-hmm.
He went from a silhouette, then you actually see his mouth moving, talking. Then he actually became a full fledged, full color character. Then he
Yeah.
became interactive with everybody. Then he got it directly involved
I mean,
towards the end.
it kind of reminded me about this like the whole thing with the Eternals, you know, um how the Eternals, you know what I'm saying, couldn't intervene until they had to. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, we can't really talk about that because we don't know what the actual setup is. Who knows if they um, were blinded to what was going on or they just actually just didn't intervene. But it does seem like a kind of similarity to because of the powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? Because they are protectors of the planet. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And the Watcher, he's not really a protector. He's a protector of the he's a protector of Earth and he's a protector of all the multiverses. So I
Yeah.
mean, it just it was just good to see him for real. And I like how they made him black as well.
Yeah. And I also want to point out, I'm gonna say this before, I'm gonna say this again, man. That nigga Doctor Strange is one of the best characters in fucking MCU, bro. Even if
Facts.
it's animated, that nigga turned he was kind of like, you know, he had like the evil powers in him too. Like even with that, like that nigga turned the fuck up, bro.
Yeah, man.
Whoa,
He
he gave
man,
everybody protection spells.
bro, like that protection spell, like I want to know what that power level was because Ultron basically destroyed the damn planet
See,
for real, and they all survived that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck, but that shit was extreme, and I really enjoyed Captain America. I enjoyed Black Widow a lot. Um,
did you get gay vibes from them?
yes,
from Peggy and Black Widow.
I
I had
did.
some.
I thought.
I got some
I thought so. I
lines
kind
for
of had
that.
a feeling because I'm like, okay, Steve is dead. So are they like making them love interest? Clint is dead. So are they making them like, you know what I'm saying? The Hulk
You
ain't
know what?
there. So
I was when you said Steve is dead. You remember at the end when
right
they
at the end of
had
that,
the
yeah,
warehouse?
yeah.
I think in that universe, Steve became the Winter Soldier. It's a possibility.
Which will make a lot of sense
Yeah,
because like the way that he, I mean, there's no way he could have really survived that.
yeah,
You
that's
know what I
true.
mean? And if he did survive it, you know, his brain and all that fucked up. He already frail. He just in that
Mm,
little, you know. But yeah, definitely could have ended up being the Winter Soldier. I hope they end up coming out with a season 2. In
I
my
think
for
so.
real.
Y'all, you know that they cut out an episode, right?
I mean, it would make sense. 9 episodes just kind of seem like they they could have did it one more.
Because they it was supposed to be what if Tony Stark met Gamora. Because you know when the Watcher was like recruiting everybody, and you seen Gamora with Tony Stark out of nowhere. That was supposed to be an episode, but for some reason they cut it out of this season. I don't know why, but yeah,
Who knows? Maybe they could mess around and bring it back next season.
yeah, yeah.
That would be good though. I mean, but besides the ins and outs and the details, you know, I enjoyed. I mean, wait, I also enjoyed the collector. The
Oh, that nigga
collector,
turned up.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
didn't, and I was really surprised because they kind of like implied that Chadwick Boseman was only gonna be on that one episode,
Episode, yep,
and he
yeah,
ended up being on the entire season.
pretty much. Yeah,
That's that was amazing to me as well. I was like,
yeah.
hey man, he was on the entire season. Played T'Challa to the last episode. Man went out with a bang. He did 2 in games, bro. You know what I'm saying? And went out with a bang.
Yeah.
I definitely enjoyed it, but the action was great. The fight scenes were great. Man, Captain Marvel and Thor's hand-to-hand fight was fire. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
That shit was better than live action, like
Yeah, man, for real. Yeah. Black Widows and Clint, little hand-to-hand parts was fire. Um, there was a lot. There was a lot of good. The animation was really better than I expected it to be.
high quality animation.
Yeah, it was way better than I expected it to be. And there's not really a lot of animations with that animation style. So once you see that animation style, you're like, okay, it's probably not gonna be that much because the graphics are already lightweight advanced. So they probably not gonna add all that, choreography and fighting and stuff in there. But like it looked like the budget for that shit was at least like 50 mil or something, probably more than that. Hold on, hold on, your video is breaking up. Hold on. Yeah, I can see you. It's like breaking up. Hold on one second. Hey, just click out and click back in. Yeah. All right. Yeah, but the action, the choreography, the animation, the voiceovers were good. It definitely was a good series overall. I know some people didn't really want to watch it. It didn't really catch their attention that much, but um, which I can understand. You know, the action and everything was. I mean, what if just isn't is this isn't a series that everybody is really too familiar with?
The only episode that I probably didn't even care about was the Party Thor episode. That's the
Yeah, that
only
was
one.
the least favorite one.
Yeah, that was the only one that I ain't really like.
But that
Whatever.
fight scene was great.
Yeah, that fight scene was big dope. Yeah.
They was knocking each other to different continents.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And we
Hey,
got to see.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, we got to see Loki as a Jotun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That was dope.
Frost Giant Loki. Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope.
But like, remember what I told you last podcast? Those first two episodes, well, no, the zombie episode and the episode about like who killed the Avengers, that showed you how OP and how deadly that Ant-Man tech really can be.
Yeah.
If they use it right, that shit can be some deadly shit.
Yeah. And I also like too, so while we on that episode, I do like how they showed how my man Nick Fury got them hands. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that was unrealistic. I said, all right, man. All right, Sam Jackson. All right, man. Come on, bro. Stop.
Hey, man, my man had the bits.
Sam Jackson out here flipping like Donnie Yen. All right. Sam Jackson. Fuck out of here.
Hey, they can only do that in the animation, right, bro. They can only do it in the animation.
Fuck out of here. He was up there doing backflip, man. Cruiserweight champion, man. Stop.
And the party episode with Thor, I forgot her name, but the one that be right next to Fury all the time, she had took over. I liked her in that position, you know, with Nick Fury being gone or whatever, because she definitely looked like she, you know what I'm saying, like, she just definitely looked like she was unfuckwittable to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was on it. She, like, I'm about to make that call. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? And then it was just a good... Everybody did a great job with their voiceovers, man. I actually really enjoyed the voiceover work.
The only episode that had pretty much all the original actors voicing their characters was the zombie episode.
Yeah.
That was the only episode that had everybody. But everybody in the other episodes, because you know, Robert Downey wasn't voicing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Scarlett wasn't doing Black Widow. But everybody, and Tom Holland, he wasn't Spider-Man either. So, but other than them, everybody else was their character.
Man, I enjoyed it. I want to watch the next season. So if you was to pick any episode of season 1, what is your favorite episode of season 1?
The season 1. Well, I'm gonna have to look at the comments and agree with my guy Marcus. Yeah, that Doctor Strange episode was deep. That shit was
It was deep.
Yeah,
it was sad, man.
It was sad because it's just like some people, unfortunately, are just meant to die. It's like I always ask myself, what if you try to bring back a loved one and they die anyway? It's like they was just meant to die at that point.
Right.
It may not be the way that they died the first time, but the point is that they're meant to die at that point.
That was their time to die. Yeah,
it was their time, and you can't do nothing about it.
If I was to pick any episode from the What If series, I honestly, I feel like the Star-Lord episode was kind of slept on.
Star-Lord T'Challa.
Yeah, that was, if not my favorite episode, is definitely close second. But the finale was my favorite episode of the series. The reason why it was my favorite episode was they did Endgame better than the original Endgame.
Facts.
Just in 27 minutes, they did Endgame better than the original Endgame. That was a great fight. That was a great battle. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep all the stones away from Ultron. You know what I mean? And Widow and Peggy's, you know, they little strategic move to get him in the position that he was in. You know, it was a good battle. You know, it was way more compelling than the actual Endgame movie.
Yeah, but you know what? I got a feeling. I'm getting this feeling that they're gonna try to do Endgame over again in live action, man. I'm getting that feeling that
it's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again. It's either gonna happen. It's gonna either happen with Secret Wars. It's gonna happen with It's gonna happen with with the next storyline, the next big plot or complex. It's gonna happen again. They gonna do it better.
And what's gonna happen is, I think they're gonna try. I believe they're gonna try to bring Scarlet back, and then put her in that part of Endgame that she wasn't in the final battle.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think they're gonna try to fix it where she gonna come back.
I think that I honestly believe. I think that everybody that died so far is gonna come back. That
Vision, they gonna put Vision in it too, because Vision wasn't in Endgame. So yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They gotta bring them back. You know, I mean, this is Marvel. Even though they two different entities, you have to keep. You gotta keep the blood of Marvel alive. You know, because that's a big part of their stories. That a lot of these characters come back because of a evil, or they come back because of something good. You know what I'm saying? Or or it's a time thing. Either way it go, it creates for a better story. Because let's be honest, comic book stories are outlandish as hell. They exaggerated. You know what I'm saying? But that story, man. That's what makes it worthwhile. You know what I mean? It's gonna be fantasy driven and things like that and unrealistic, but it's about the story. You know what I mean? The shit that we can all relate to.
Right. Somebody said they wanted a continuation of the zombie episode, man. No, man, I'm cool on that. No, I'm cool on that, man. Hey, the end of the episode was some bullshit.
Man, y'all don't even get it, man. Them zombies
Thanos
stories,
zombie, man. Fuck out of here.
man. Them zombie stories be ill. You know what I'm saying? They hope. I mean, shit. If the MCU is around long enough, they could mess around and bring around the cancer verse. You know what I'm saying?
They can do the cancer verse.
And that's basically the zombie, you know what I'm saying, version. So, you know what I'm saying? That shit is definitely wild, man.
Yeah. And who started the fucking zombie apocalypse? Fucking Hank Pym. Man, that Ant-Man tech is crazy, man.
Shit crazy.
That Ant-Man tech is fucking deadly.
Hold on 1 second, brethren.
That you gotta pick up that A.
Back. And and then they showed us all the cameos, and there was Easter eggs. I mean, the Star-Lord episode had just the most. I feel like it had the most energy put into it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but see, they marketed that like that one was gonna be Chad's final performance. So that's one of the reasons why they put so much production value and energy in it. Yeah, 'cause I thought it was gonna be his last appearance myself.
Yeah, they had hella different characters. You know what I'm saying, from the Marvel universe inside the collection. Different artifacts.
They had Captain America's shield in there.
Right. It was like they had. It was just great. Howard the Duck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Howard. Shout out Howard the Duck.
Man, he was in 2 episodes.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Man, I think they gonna mess around and try to remake Howard the Duck. What you think?
Oh no, they said they trying to do another Howard the Duck. They been said that they just never got around to it.
I hope they end up doing it though.
This is the
the
thing
first
about
one got a lot of hate.
This is the thing about Marvel though. They got so many projects. They just announced that they trying to do an Agatha Harkness project. Then they say they trying to do a project with Shang-Chi's sister and the Ten Rings. Then they say they doing a Monica Rambeau solo. It's like, man, they got so many fucking projects, man. They about to be like DC now. Like, which one actually gonna get made?
Yeah, they need to focus, you know what I'm saying, on the main lines first, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I get it.
On the main lines,
I do get it. I do get that y'all have characters, you know what I'm saying, A through C, you know what I'm saying, that really have content that you can build off of and build a story off of. But you don't want to waste money, you know what I'm saying, and to spend all this unnecessary money on shit that people don't really care about. We ain't asked you for this, you know what I'm saying? So, and people been asking for different movies and remakes of different shit for years, thousands of people. So y'all just taking it upon yourselves just to give us some shit that we ain't asked for, and then basically punish us later. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all wasted y'all money. You know what I mean? You know how studios be. You know what I mean? Like, they'll waste some money on some shit. The fans will ask for something and they will not give it to us for years. Right, for years, if not at all.
Black Widow movie.
We didn't. Nobody asked for that.
Nobody asked for that shit.
But now y'all going through lawsuits and shit. We didn't even ask for it in the first place.
Wasted energy.
Right, wasted money.
Yeah. Even worse, wasted money.
Right, like that's my whole thing, you know, and that's why I said that either way it go, they was about to give up some money because it was really a whole waste of time for real even making the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't even made the movie for real, but y'all did. So pay her goddamn money. I know y'all niggas. I know she ain't saying this for no reason.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that's it with that.
Hey, no cap though. Shout out to Scarlett because she actually beat Disney. She actually won the case. Shout out to Scarlett. That's crazy.
Man, you know, a lot of people still siding with Gina, you know, from Mandalorian.
Oh my god.
So, you know, you don't want to make too many fans mad, you know what I'm saying? Because you already got a nice population of them mad right now because of Gina.
Yeah, Gina, man. God damn, Gina was dumb as fuck. That was some
I think that her career, I think her career is going to end up rehabbing and repairing itself. I don't know. I think that it's going to either be because of time, you know what I'm saying, or you know, because these companies really don't give a fuck. Disney really don't care.
Hey, I'm gonna say this though. If they was able to rehire James Gunn, they would definitely be able to rehire Gina. So exactly. Man, fuck that. They
James Gunn on some trash. I don't know all the particulars of him and his little situations, you know, with the media and shit that I've been hearing, but that nigga is like way weird.
No, James Gunn, he one of them people that's an edge lord, like, you know, like he really like push the envelope real tough, but like all that, like the stuff that he did, like the pedophile stuff, it's like, come on, bro. And hey, that even if it is a joke, that's not funny today.
It's not funny, right?
That's definitely not funny today. Not with all the child trafficking shit going on, the rumors.
It's not funny, right? Exactly.
That shit ain't funny, bro. I'm laughing, but it's really not funny. It's really not funny, bro. I would not be playing like that.
So let me ask you this. Now we about to move on to Visions. Let me ask you this. Do you think that George Lucas had any type of influence on this series?
No. You know
at
why?
all?
You know why? Because I seen this interview not too long with George, and he said himself that when he made Star Wars after Return of the Jedi came out, he was looking crazy in the 80s, like when he found out people was doing fan fiction and writing novels and stuff. He was looking around like people really like this stuff. They really that deep off into it. They making novels about it. So no, I don't believe George was involved in this.
Yeah, you think that had more to do with the people writing the fan fictions and things like that?
Yeah. Now George was involved with The Mandalorian. Now he was involved in that, but as far as Vision goes, no, he wasn't involved in this.
I wonder if they gonna end up, because a lot of the fans, since they gave us the last installment, the last trilogy installment, for Star Wars. I wonder if they gonna, and not even if they are, but I wonder if George Lucas will even be down. You know what I'm saying, to like help them create the next installment for Star Wars, bro. Because it's obvious that they need his help. They
Well,
need, they need the one dude help. What's his name? Filoni or
Dave Filoni and John
yeah.
Favreau.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he need both of them. They already gonna stay. They ain't going nowhere.
But see, George hand picked Dave Filoni. So
Okay.
George. That's George protege.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. So yeah,
Okay.
he
George
picked
don't
him.
even really need to come back then.
Yeah, he really don't.
So was Filoni around when the trilogy dropped? When the last Jedi trilogy dropped, was he around?
No. Dave Filoni was strictly on Clone Wars. He was strictly on Clone Wars at that point.
That's why that shit is so much better.
Man, brother, that last 4 episodes of Clone Wars. Oh my god,
Man, that final season, man, had me about to cry. I was like, man, this shit is great.
man. Oh my god.
But the first episode of Visions, we got the black and white, the pencil sketching. You know what I'm saying? And we get a man who isn't a Jedi. He was like, I'm not a Jedi. Oh, you got a red saber. Oh, I'm not a Sith either. But I'm collecting kyber stones though. Kyber crystals. Sorry,
Kyber crystals. Yeah.
I'm collecting kyber crystals though. Is she? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is this nigga?
Right.
I've never seen anything like this in Star Wars ever. Who is this nigga? And then he was fighting this chick like it was so easy. He really didn't even want to pull his saber out. It looked like it was.
Man, hey, bro, that shit was raw as fuck. Like they really had the sabers like the samurai. They took the saber case like
man.
Yeah, that shit was raw as fuck. Ghost of Tsushima, Star Wars, Ghost of Tsushima and shit.
I mean, just think about it though. Like if we was to really like expand, you know what I'm saying, the universe and go to like different solar systems, different galaxies, you know what I'm saying, of Jedis, you know what I'm saying, of different cultures. I'm sure there's a culture that's similar to the Asian or samurai culture, you know what I'm saying? Why would there not be Jedi with that style of swordsmanship?
The roots, the basis, the inspiration of Star Wars came from samurai films. Darth Vader's armor is based on a samurai from the 1600s. It's only right.
It's only right. It's only right. You know what I mean? First episode was great. They gave us they gave us a different culture. You know what I mean? It was more Asian. You know what I'm saying? But it had black people in there. The chief of a village was a black boy with locks in his head.
Locks in his head, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was definitely something different. I enjoyed it a lot.
Did you like the episode about the kids with the band?
That episode was great. I enjoyed that shit. I loved it. I don't know why nobody else loved it.
Yeah, I said to myself, I said this type of episode that ain't nobody gonna like watch.
Exactly. I'm about to explain why I loved it so much. I love the episode so much because you know how I love rock and roll.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love music, period. But the fact that we have never, in Star Wars history, we have only listened to one song that was played in Marvel history, and that was in Return of the Jedi. You know what I'm saying? No, nope. It was Empire Strikes Back, I believe. No, the one with the Jedi, Return of the Jedi, when Luke was in there with Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
That song.
The cafe, the Tatooine cafe.
Exactly. And that shit wasn't in English language at all.
Yeah.
But that shit still rocked, though. That shit still vibed. You know what I'm saying? We still jig to it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a catchy little song, you know, cute song.
Mm-hmm.
But we got a song that was actually rock and roll and in English You know what I'm saying? We have never had a song in Star Wars universe where it was English. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And just
that's true.
I've never seen it before. So me watching a band, you know what I'm saying, with that I can relate to, you know what I'm saying, in space, man, dude, that was dope. I enjoyed it. It wasn't supposed. It was meant to really show just a different side of Star Wars for real.
Right, right,
And I feel like they did that job perfectly.
right.
For real.
Yeah,
Like some
yeah, I
people
agree.
blow down, but
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, like I feel like Visions was long overdue, man. It was long overdue.
a good 15 years overdue.
Yeah, Star Wars should have been crossed over into anime.
They should have dropped the anime as soon as Animatrix came out.
Yeah,
As soon as Animatrix came out, they should have been like, yeah, we need to get on this.
but let me ask you this though: do you really think they would have made anime Star Wars as long as if it wasn't in Disney's hands? Since Star Wars is in Disney's hands, they decided to do it. But you know, back then they wasn't in Disney's hands, so they wasn't really doing that much with Star Wars outside the movies and the toys and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now I will say that
They probably wouldn't have.
yeah, because see, I will say that Disney got the money and the resources that and the reach to do that. But back then, you know, they wasn't doing that with Star Wars for real.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't have for real if they wouldn't have got bought by Disney.
Yeah,
Honestly. Unless some type of miracle had happened and they hired somebody in the exact area, you know what I'm saying, that suggested the idea and they agreed to it. You know what
and
I'm
another
saying?
thing, real shit. Star Wars never got a theme park until they bought Disney bought them.
Right.
The Star Wars, everything about Star Wars can go to a theme park, and they never thought about that until Disney bought them. That's just like the those are that's just like one of the very few things that was good about the Disney buying Star Wars. Now, as far as them writing the films and stuff, Disney they didn't do a good job. I
Yeah,
fuck with the TV shows, but like this last trilogy they wrote Star Wars lackluster.
yeah, it wasn't. It was parts that I fucked with heavy, and there was parts I didn't fuck with at all.
They had good concepts because they was playing around with the gray Jedi.
Yeah,
They was
they
playing
were.
with that, but they never went too far with it. Because
They should, man.
Kylo could have been a gray, Ray could have been a gray Jedi, but they never went far with it.
And they really was really trying to introduce the whole concept of the gray when we got Qui-Gon.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because we really don't know Qui-Gon's history when he was a youngin, except the fact that he wasn't what we heard from Dooku, you know what I'm saying, or not Dooku. Who was it that said
Sidious.
some? Yeah, it was Sidious. One of them said something about the fact that Qui-Gon, you know what I'm saying, was more rambunctious than Anakin. You know what I'm saying? Like he was.
That's
It,
interesting.
it took him a while. Matter of fact, I read it in the book. I read it in the episode 1 and 2 novel back in the day when I was in school. That was where I read it at. It wasn't even in the movie. It was in the book. So it did say something about that fact. You know what I'm saying, and how he agreed with the Jedi and things like that. But he wasn't the one that was like, no, we need to, like what Anakin was on. He need to stand trial. No, fuck that shit. This nigga is evil. He's trying to kill innocent people and me, so we have to kill this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just like he was about to do to Darth Maul. He was about to murder that nigga. He wasn't about to restrain him.
He was about to take Maul out.
Exactly. He wasn't about to restrain Maul. He about to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he respect the code. Don't get me wrong, but nah, he was one that would overlook the code. Is my point.
You know what? This is you could probably quote me on this one. I kind of feel like the Jedi Code is like Christianity in a way.
Yeah.
You know, like after a while, you gonna start looking at you gonna look at it all the flaws in Christianity, and then you gonna start trying to do your own thing. That's what Jedi is. Like Jedi is good, but there's some shit with being a Jedi that I don't agree with.
Obi-Wan made that shit. He said it because Anakin had said in episode 2 and 3, he had basically brought up the fact that, like, do you trust the Jedi? Like, the Jedi has lied, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Jedi could be lying. Like, the
Jedi
Jedi
lied to
has
you.
lied to us before.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
contradictions like the Bible.
Exactly. Exactly. And he was just like, can we really trust them? And then he was like, we shouldn't even be taking orders from the Republic. We are our own organization. We shouldn't even be taking missions. Like, that's not what we do. You know what I'm saying? Both of them said it, but Obi-Wan was like, you just gotta trust the process. That was his fault, and that is why he really went into exile for real, instead of trying to do what he normally would do, and that would be to, like, save the day. You know what I'm saying? Dude really lost faith in the fucking Jedi code for real. He was just like, I'm just trying to survive now.
And see,
So
you got people like the Mandalorian. He kind of an atheist. He an atheist or agnostic, if you will. And then Grogu kind of made him believe. You feel me? Like,
I mean, because a lot of them wasn't alive, you know what I'm saying, when the war had happened. Because technically, this was 50 years ago. Like, 50 years prior to this, that's when everything was going on. So he wasn't alive yet. You know, so when he was born, you know what I mean? Yeah, the Jedi and all them shit, they was disbanded. They, you know what I mean? So, of course, he gonna just hear stories and, you know, he ain't never seen one up close. I wouldn't believe in him either. And then you see this baby fucking stopping a fucking rhino about to kill my ass. You know what I'm saying? With his telekinesis and shit. What you gonna say? He just fucking, he just tried to give the rhino high five and the fucking rhino fainted.
Right.
I mean, what else you gonna believe?
Yeah, right. You know, it was to believe. But then, like, you know, after a while, he started seeing that, you know, like, these Jedi is real, so he wanted to go seek them out. Well, the ones that's left.
And then his chief tried to explain, you know, the history of the tribe, you know what I'm saying, and how we used to, you know what I'm saying, lie ourselves with the Jedi sometimes, and sometimes they were our enemies. They were, it was a back and forth thing with the Mandalorians. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we was cool, sometimes we wasn't.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'm excited to see how this this Mandalorian, like this King of Mandalore thing gonna play out though, because, you know, like, you gotta defeat Bo-Katan in battle, so it's like they cool now. So are they gonna fight?
I think that she just was cool with that nigga just for that moment, because she was like, we just need, like, okay, you got it right now. I'm gonna see you again. She was salty about that shit. My nigga didn't know shit about that shit, but he really wasn't thinking about it. This nigga was trying to kill him. And that's my other thing, man. That dark saber, that shit gotta stay home. That shit gotta stay home. Mando got that. I'm sorry, that shit gotta stay home.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit gotta stay home. Yeah,
man. I'm sorry. We gotta go to Mandalore one time too next season. You know what I'm saying? The next Mandalorian season, we gotta go to Mandalore.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? If they don't go to Mandalore, I'm gonna be so upset.
Well, they said that they got 4 seasons planned for Mandalorian. So after season 3, the 4th season gonna be the last one. They might say Mandalore. Well, they might go to Mandalore in season 3 and then say the final battle until 4. But see, what I predict, I think that Grogu not gonna pop up again until season 4, because see, they gonna make you forget. They gonna let you forget about Grogu. And then they gonna hit you with the reveal, like how Luke came back. That's how they gonna hit you. That's how they gonna hit you.
Everybody was screaming, boy, when that nigga came through with that green saber.
Nigga, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the house screaming like a fucking man.
Dude,
it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Me and you both, bro. Real shit though. Man, and nigga, I expected in Visions. I really, and I'm not even gonna lie, I was disappointed about this fact about Visions. I was disappointed that we didn't get to see a Mandalorian or a bounty hunter. I was kind of disappointed about that.
Yeah, I was on like that should have been automatic.
That should have been automatic. But It was still decent, no doubt, but I wanted to see that. And we got to see a black Padawan too.
Yeah. Hey,
That was
Star Wars long overdue for that too. A black Jedi.
yes.
Jesus Christ, it's taking y'all
Jesus,
this long.
Jesus fucking H Christ, dude.
All right, back.
Like what is going on here? Like they really do not want there to be a black Jedi.
It's like I cannot forgive them for
Except for
pump
Mace.
faking on Ray like that. I cannot forgive them. But see, Mace a black Jedi. But see, what's fucked up about him is he got killed off allegedly. Well, yeah, he got killed off. Yeah, but I'm talking about a black Jedi built from the ground up, like how Luke was. He wasn't a believer. He grew up and get trained. That's
And
what
the
I
thing
need to
of-
see.
Yeah, the thing about Luke as well is that Luke started training as a Jedi. He started training as a grown ass man. You are supposed to start training as a Jedi as
Luke
a
was already
child.
like 23, 24.
Exactly. He was already grown as fucking already the most powerful fucking Jedi, man. Let them show a black child be trained from a child to an adult to be a Jedi and let him be the most powerful Jedi.
Look, Luke, I'm gonna say in like 6 years, 7 years, he went from like a novice to the greatest Jedi to ever live.
This nigga came through walking like,
yeah, like bro, by like 29, 30, he already was the GOAT. Like, come on, bro.
dude.
You only had 6 years of training. You the GOAT already. You only 30. You the GOAT.
That nigga aim wasn't even that great, you know what I'm saying, in the first movie. Like, nigga, this nigga, the skills ain't like that. He ain't a prodigy like that.
Right.
He can fly. Don't get me wrong, he can fly.
Right.
He can fly his ass off.
Right.
Man, but nigga, all that Jedi skill shit, man, he needed more time, man. He needed way more time to be like that. This nigga was fighting Vader.
Man.
Vader took it easy on that boy.
Shit, cutting his hand off was easy. They did. That was taking it easy for real.
Man, Vader was like, man, I'm tired, man. I don't even want to fight no more. Like, go ahead, man. Go ahead and beat me, man.
To be auto real, he shouldn't even hung with Vader that long. For real, he shouldn't even hung with him that long.
He shouldn't have hung with Vader at all. Nobody's fucking with Vader when it comes to the saber skills, bro. Nobody. And that's just going by the content that Star Wars has given us.
Yeah.
Nobody is fucking with Vader when it comes to the saber work. Nobody.
Like shit,
This nigga literally took it easy on Luke.
He shouldn't even hung with him in Return of the Jedi. But see, that was but see, Vader was changing at that point.
He was toying with his ass too.
Yeah.
He was throwing computers at that nigga back and shit.
Throwing lead pipes at him, computers, lead pipes and shit.
That nigga was getting fucked up. He like, ah. But all in all, Visions was dope. What If was dope.
Super dope.
I can't wait, you know what I'm saying, for both of the next installments for both of them. Because I do feel like Visions is going to get another season as well. It might not. Because you know how it is with anthology series, you know what I'm saying? They sometimes just drop a season and then let it go. You know?
Yeah.
But either way, it was still a dope experience. We got to see anime for Star Wars, you know what I'm saying? Which is long overdue, you know. And it's just great, man. I can't wait to see what happens next. I really can't.
Nah, man. I mean, hey, like that's one thing Disney doing good with Star Wars. They keeping the content rolling. They keeping some of this stuff, especially on Disney Plus, is really they keeping the creativity going. And on the TV side, not the movie side, the TV side.
The TV side.
They keeping the creativity going.
And people gotta understand, Disney Plus has literally only been around for 2 years. in December.
Yep. November. It dropped November 12th.
November. I thought it was December 12th.
No, it dropped November 12th, 2019.
Okay, November 12th.
You know, I remember because they dropped the first episode of Mandalorian the same day the service dropped.
Got you. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So either way, 2 years in November. Like they only been out for 2 years, and they got way more content than a lot of these streaming services, and they have way more hits than a lot of these streaming services. I mean, I don't really know what to fucking say. They are them and Netflix. They shitting. They fucking the game up right now.
Yeah, because like Disney, because see, I told niggas they was like, well, Disney Plus, they just got the only thing they got is Mandalorian. I said, no,
You crazy?
wait on it. Wait like a year. They gonna hit you in the mouth with the Disney show, with the Marvel shows too. They taking off now.
Hawkeye about to come out.
Hawkeye about to drop. The Book of Boba Fett dropping
Man,
December 29th.
December 29th. Yep. Book of Boba Fett coming out. That gangster shit is rolling.
That gangster shit.
Man, that gangster shit. I tell people, man, the bounty hunter part and like the whole Mandalorian part of Star Wars, that's the gangster shit.
Them the hood niggas in Star Wars.
Man, the Jabbas and shit, nigga, the Jabbas, that's the gangster world, man. The world of smuggling, the world of drugs and slavery,
trafficking,
right? Like that shit is really that the Star Wars world is really crazy as fuck for real if you understand and know it. It's not just about religion and
Jedi and Sith.
Right. That's not what it's about. That's probably a main part of it, but the plot of all of that shit is not Jedi and Sith. That's not the plot of Star Wars. I try to tell people that shit all the time. Slavery, smuggling,
the Jedi shit that's surface.
Science.
That's surface shit for real.
Political science.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Human trafficking and smuggling is really what that show is about. It's really a galactic pirate goddamn movie for real. Like a Western is really the best way to put the Mandalorian. But for the Star Wars, it really should be called like a goddamn, I don't even know what it should be called, like a science fiction pirate movie for real or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it is. Like because that's what pirate stories mainly are about: political science, human trafficking and smuggling.
Yeah.
And watch Pirates of the Caribbean if you don't believe me.
And see, that's why I tell people, like, man, like a lot of Star Wars the stories that's about the people that don't have the powers interest me the most. Like the bounty hunters and like the lower people, those people interest me the most.
They gotta keep their skill top notch to fight a Jedi.
Yeah.
Just imagine how Obi-Wan was struggling with Jango.
Yeah, that nigga was struggling.
He was struggling fighting Jango Fett, and Jango Fett has no powers.
No, he all gadgets, rockets and shit, grappling hooks, everything.
And he had Obi-Wan struggling.
Yep.
That's a point right there.
Yep. The only reason why Obi-Wan got the upper hand because Jango fucking jetpack malfunction and shit.
Yeah, he got a little swipe, that lucky ass swipe to his damn jetpack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that shit fucking malfunctioned. And he only got murked because he was going against Mace. I don't know why he just kept shooting and wasn't moving. Nigga.
I would just flew off like
right, nigga. Right, nigga. You gotta move out the way, nigga. That's Mace coming to you full force, ready to kill you.
This nigga Jango like
nigga, right, nigga. Like, nigga, that's not working, bro.
Mace took his head smooth off. Ain't nothing but a helmet left.
He didn't even graze that nigga shoulder pads. Nigga.
Right.
That's how bad that nigga fucking decapitated that nigga.
That nigga head flew out the helmet somehow. How the fuck that happened? His head just flew out the helmet.
Bruh, this nigga.
Man, Mace hit that nigga with a backstroke.
Bruh, fuck that nigga all the way up. And this is my last thing I'm gonna touch on before we get out of here. One thing that the Visions series touched on was the Kyber crystal.
Yeah.
And they touch on the Kyber crystal a lot in Clone Wars and in Rebels. I really do feel like they need to, in the next film installments or the series or whatever they gonna do for the next series, probably in the Boba Fett story, they need to touch on the Kyber crystals and how powerful they are.
Do you think they could do that in the Cassian Andor series?
I feel like they could do it in any one of the series, honestly. Like it doesn't really matter which one they pick. I feel like they can touch on it in any one. Anybody can come up on it. Anybody can know the history of it and explain it. You know what I mean? It can happen from anybody. You know what I'm saying? But either way, it needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people aren't watching Clone Wars. It wasn't touched on in the original saga. It wasn't touched on in the second saga. It wasn't touched on in the third saga.
Trilogy.
Right, so you know what I'm saying? It wasn't touched on in none of them. So they need to implement that shit into the next installment.
I don't even think that shit was even touched on in the expanded universe for real. I mean, it probably was here and there.
It was in Clone Wars and Rebels. They explained that shit a little bit in Clone Wars and Rebels. Okay. Especially when the in Rebels when they was the Padawan learners was building their own lightsabers.
Yeah.
That episode they was explaining the android was explaining the history a little bit to them. You know what I'm saying, in that episode about the Kyber crystals. You know what I'm saying. So they touched on it in that, and in the Clone Wars they did a little bit too when they was explaining the Sith and the Jedi and the Force, you know what I'm saying, and the balance that keeps it, and the people that really are the like creators of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like the gods of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they touched on it a little bit in that. But they need to implement it into shit that the casuals are going to watch and the fans are going to watch at the same time. Something that's going to be a movie, something live action. They need to implement
it. Yeah. But see, they need to make sure they have Filoni and Favreau because them niggas know Star Wars.
Yeah, they know Star Wars.
They know Star Wars because it's some stuff in The Mandalorian that only Star Wars fans will pick up. The whole thing when they killed the crate dragon with the pearl, only Star Wars fans will know about that. If you played the game, right, if you played the game back in the day, that was one of the missions you had to do. I think that was Knights of the Old Republic, one of them.
Yeah, Knights of the Old,
yeah. You had to kill the crate dragon. They know Star Wars, so I would trust them with everything. They need to just give them the keys to the whole Star Wars house.
They really do. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, if you want your shit to be successful and to be that shit, you need to let people that know it and that's going to create the best content for it, you know what I'm saying, be the leads. You know what I mean? You don't got to give them the whole company, but let them run that part of the shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You're going to get great work and people and the fans are going to be happy. But yeah, man, that's gonna be the end of our show today, man. We definitely touched on a lot, man. I thank you for coming in, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, anytime.
You already know our movie reviews, our show reviews, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely gonna always be A1 and always gonna be objective.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
definitely.
Yeah.
But definitely, man, thank y'all for tuning in. It's just been a long week, man. I want y'all to have a good weekend. You know what I'm saying? Remember to love yourself and to love your family. Don't stress out about the shit that you can't control. Peace. Love yourself. I'll say. All right, brother.
All right, bro. Be safe.
Definitely.
Yep.